What's going on, you guys? Welcome back. Miscellany Part 2.
Furina's dramatic twists never fail to amaze. You can never predict whether her next song will be a rousing soprano or a melancholy contralto, nor where her whirling dance will next lead the audience's gaze.
Oh, is she like the...
That was a snippet from one of the most popular
I was gonna say
editions
leader.
of the Steambird.
But, whatever. It seems like she runs the theater department or something.
Furina has an entourage of hydro-proficient companions to assist her in various capacities.
I like the crab.
To show her gratitude, she occasionally invites them to her tea parties.
What? Occasionally?
With the world's doors open wide before her, the notion of a stage is not so narrowly defined. While Furina is in the party, the cooldown of xenochromatic Fontamer aberrant skills is reduced.
Wait, whoa. Xenochromatic Fontamer aberrant. Bro, what does that even mean? Anyways.
Furina's normal attack can combo up to 4 sword strikes,
Okay,
dealing
sword
physical
user.
damage to enemies. Using a charged attack consumes a set amount of stamina to unleash her Pas Seul aura, dealing physical damage to nearby enemies, and changing Furina's Arca alignment.
Huh.
Periodically, when Furina's normal attack hits, a Spirit Breath Thorn or a Surging Blade descends on the enemy, dealing
cool.
Pneuma or Usia aligned hydro damage based on her current Arca
Okay, I'm
alignment.
not trying to be rude, but when they say like Osea or a new whatever aligned whatever damage, do those actually matter? Like, is that like a type of damage or is it just lore? Please let me know down below, because I remember like literally last video when I was reacting to it, they'd always just say like something aligned hydro or pyro damage, and I'm just thinking to myself like, I'm not gonna say anything, but I gotta know now.
Alignment.
Like, is one of them desirable, or is it just like, oh, that's good to
Skill
know?
invites the guests of the Salon
Anyways.
Solitaire into battle to support her performance. When Furina's Arca alignment is Usia, she scatters a spray
Wait, it does
of
matter.
celebratory bubbles,
Wait,
dealing
it does
AoE
matter.
hydro damage based on her max HP,
Usia.
and summons the 3 members of the Salon Solitaire. Namely, Gentilhomme Usher the Ball Octopus, Surintendant Cheval Moran the Bubbly Seahorse,
Jeez, they have long
and
names.
Mademoiselle Crabaletta the Armored Crab. The Salon members periodically attack nearby enemies, prioritizing the active character's target, and deal hydro damage based on max HP.
Wait, so she has
When a
like 2
Salon member
different
attacks, the strength of the
forms
attack
for auto
increases
attack,
based on the
right?
number of
Something
nearby
like
party
that.
members whose current HP is over a certain
Because they were just saying like Usia aligned, and then there's another aligned damage. So does it change?
that meet the requirements. The
I'm
greater
kind of
the
confused.
increase. When Furina's Arca alignment is Pneuma,
Okay,
she
they-
summons the Singer of Many Waters, which periodically heals nearby active characters. putting them out
Okay.
based on max HP.
Whoa, okay. Wait, it does matter. Yo,
If
wait, that's
Furina's
actually really
elemental
interesting.
Skill summons are on the field when she uses a charged attack. The lineup switches to match her new Arca alignment. The Salon
Arca
members
alignment.
and Singer of Many Waters share a duration. So when the lineup changes, the new guests inherit the remaining duration.
Now, I am very curious. Now I know it's called Arca alignment. Does the Arca alignment of your characters like affect stats or gear, or like is it only for very few characters like Furina, for example? Like, please let me know. I'm actually very curious now, because maybe the game is even more intricate than I remember.
The maximum buff that can be obtained this way has a certain limit.
Time to shine!
Oh, here's the ultimate.
Harnessing the spirit of revelry, Furina's elemental burst creates a stage of bubbles and foam that deals AoE hydro damage based on her max HP.
Oh,
and causes
shoot.
all party members to enter the Universal Revelry state.
Wait, so she's kind of a tank
While in
support,
Universal
right?
Revelry state, each time a nearby party member's HP rises or falls, Furina gains 1 stack of fanfare per 1% of their max HP that is gained or lost. The damage dealt by, and incoming healing bonus of, all nearby party members will be increased based on Furina's fanfare. When the duration ends, all stacks of fanfare are clear.
She seems like a massive damage
The
dealer.
tides of
Like
life ebb and flow.
combo setter, whatever.
After unlocking the talent Endless Waltz,
Yes.
when the active character in your
The
party
Raiden
receives
Shogun.
healing, if the source of the healing is not Furina herself and the healing overflows, then Furina will periodically heal a nearby party member by a certain percentage of their max HP for a short duration afterward.
Bro, these enemies are so tanky.
While
What the
Furina
heck?
prefers the
They do
opera
not
house
die.
stage to the theater of combat, she has some insight into the common ground between battle and acting. Just a little fanfare can turn an impromptu performance into a tour de force. Furina's primary tool in combat is her elemental skill, with which she summons her entourage to assist her in battle. By switching between her guests with her charged attack, she can change her arca alignment to suit the demands of the battle. When energy is full, Furina fashions a stage out of foam and bubbles. As she accrues fanfare from her fellow party members, she bolsters their combat capabilities, building up to a glorious finale fit for the finest opera. While I can't claim much expertise when it comes to opera, I have heard that actors often rehearse in front of the mirror. On the one hand, they need to immerse themselves in the character and the scene, and on the other, they must see themselves from the perspective of the audience to decide whether their act is emotionally compelling. I'm sure that Furina too has spent time adjusting her technique in front of the mirror all alone. But I wonder, who is it that she really sees looking back at her?
That's too deep. Wait, was she crying? Bro, okay, that's probably like some like foreshadow lore. Okay, so now we have Charlotte. Furina seems like a 5-star 100%.
Journalism is a dangerous profession for anyone who pursues the truth wherever it leads. But no one embraces the totality of danger and truth, quite like the Steambird's poster journalist.
Oh, this is... Okay, that's who... Okay.
Let's get this interview started.
Cryo.
Wherever there's a lead to a new scoop, you'll likely find Charlotte and her custom-made camera companion, Monsieur Verite. So if you're ever on a fact-finding mission, consider inviting her along. She will, no doubt, be of great assistance. Charlotte's normal attack can combo up to 3 strikes.
Wait, she looks a lot like... She looks a lot like her... Well, her outfit. What the heck is her name from Leeway? God, please comment down below. I have her, or like, whatever. She's the lawyer.
Verite, dealing AoE cryo.
Can't remember.
Periodically, after Charlotte uses a charged attack,
it's the same outfit, I swear, bro.
Thorn will descend,
or it's real
piercing
close.
enemies and dealing Numa-aligned AoE cryo damage.
Okay. Okay, now here's where I'm really curious. Like, for Furina, the Arca alignment actually... So, like, Numa align... That's actually, like, a big deal. That's, like, the healing. But for this character, does it matter? Let me know. That's what I'm curious about. Because, like, I can imagine, like... Okay, obviously, it's very specific to one character. But if it's not specific, or, like, there's only one type of whatever, and they just mention it, does it even matter? Or is it just lore?
AoE cryo damage to enemies in front, and applying Snappy Silhouette to a limited
that's pretty cool, actually. So she's
Snappy
like a book
Silhouette
character,
periodically deals
right?
cryo damage to affected enemies throughout
she uses
its duration.
tomes? Must be.
When her elemental skill is held, Charlotte opens Monsieur Verite's viewfinder and enters composition mode. In this mode, the viewfinder range gradually expands until it reaches its maximum size. Charlotte
it's kind of like
Navia and change direction during this time. When the skill is released, Monsieur Verite deals cryo damage to enemies locked in the viewfinder and applies Snappy Silhouette as if the skill were tapped. If the viewfinder has reached its maximum range, Focused Impression is applied instead, which deals greater damage and has a longer duration. Composition mode can only last for a limited period and affect a limited number of enemies. After unlocking the talent Moment of Impact, Charlotte's elemental skill cooldown is reduced when enemies affected by Focused Impression are defeated. The amount by which the cooldown can be reduced in this way within a certain duration is limited. Charlotte's flair for photography is the finest feather in her journalistic cap. After activating the Special Analysis Zoom lens, holding her elemental skill does not trigger composition mode, enabling her to take photos in a rather unique manner.
Okay.
Hard-hitting exclusive!
Charlotte's elemental burst forms a Steambird sign from condensed ice, creating a newsflash field and dealing AoE cryo damage.
That looks pretty good,
while
actually.
Healing all party members by an amount based on her attack.
Oh, it heals. Okay.
While the newsflash field is active, Monsieur Verite will periodically attack opponents inside, dealing cryo damage. In addition, active characters within the field are continuously healed. The amount of HP restored is based on Charlotte's attack.
Ah. That's really cool, actually.
Different people with their diverse perspectives offer fresh angles of approach on breaking news. After unlocking the talent Diversified Investigation, Charlotte gains a set healing bonus for each Fontanian party member other than herself. For each non-Fontanian party member, she gains a set cryo damage bonus. Reporting the news takes Charlotte right to the scene of unfolding events, and with her wealth of experience, she knows to expect the unexpected. Charlotte's elemental skill is her primary means of assisting in battle. By holding the skill, she can target more enemies and apply focused impression to them, periodically dealing cryo damage, and creating excellent opportunities for elemental reactions. When energy is full, Charlotte's elemental burst can quickly heal all party members to keep them battle ready, while also creating a newsflash field. Thanks to Monsieur Verité's periodic attacks, she is able to collect crucial evidence from every angle before it disappears for good. Journalism is said to have its roots in the business of intelligence trading, driven purely by profit. In stark contrast, today's journalists are expected to hold themselves to a set of high ethical standards: integrity, veracity, and impartiality. I do not believe people can be truly impartial. What is true to one person may not be so to another. My words, for example, contain numerous subjective opinions, which may sound like nothing more than a tall tale to others. If Charlotte were willing to interview me, I'm curious to see how she would deal with my subjectivity. I'm only joking. My story would bring her nothing but trouble.
I like
what
the
she
lore
doesn't
too.
know can't harm her.
I think this is actually like a pretty good healer, no? Obviously a 4-star, but it's gotta be a good healer, I think. Okay, now we're at Navia. Navia?
Whether prince or pauper, researcher or reporter, any law-abiding citizen in Fontaine will find a warm welcome from the Spina di Rosula. And there's no need to be too concerned about owing them a favor. In the words of the current president, come on, let's be friends.
Count me in.
Her umbrella shields her from the wind and sun, but also doubles as a firearm. Her geovision adds an extra dose of firepower and is perfectly color-matched to the rest of her attire. Sometimes demoiselle, other times president, Navia's unique style always breaks the mold. Those with the smartest methods always reap the greatest rewards. Navia gains increased rewards when dispatched on a 20-hour expedition within Fontaine.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of such a weak
Navia's
little
normal
thing,
attack
but
can combo
hey,
up to 4
it's good to
consecutive
have.
flashes, dealing physical damage to enemies. Her charged attack can
I always feel like the gathering, like, passive buff is better than that, but that's just my opinion. Like, you get so much more later on. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe when you get really far, you actually need more.
Navia opens her elegant yet lethal Gunbrella, firing off Rosula shard shots that can pierce enemies, dealing geo damage. The more Rosula shard shots that strike an enemy,
Well, that's
the
a
more
big
damage
difference.
dealt. When a party member
That's a
obtains
huge
an elemental
difference.
shard created
Like
from
20%.
the crystallized reaction, Navia gains a crystal shrapnel stack. The maximum number of crystal shrapnel stacks is limited, and each time one is gained, the duration is reset. Casting Navia's elemental skill consumes all crystal shrapnel stacks and enhances the skill based on the number of stacks consumed. If 1 to 3 stacks are consumed, each stack increases the number of Rosula shard shots fired.
That's a lot.
If 4 to 6 stacks are consumed, each stack beyond the third increases the damage dealt by this Gunbrella shot. Hold the elemental skill to enter aiming mode, while continuing to collect elemental shards from crystallized reactions. When released, Navia fires Rosula shard shots. Navia's elemental skill has 2 charges by default. At set intervals, Navia will unleash a surging blade when she fires her Gunbrella, dealing Usia-aligned geo damage.
Yeah, so does
After
Usia
unlocking
do
the
anything
talent
with this character?
Undisclosed distribution channels. For a short time after using Navia's elemental skill, Navia's normal, charged, and plunging attacks will deal
she looks
geo
really
damage
fun to
that
play,
cannot
to
be
be honest.
overridden. The damage dealt by these attacks.
She looks
is
kind of
also
addicting, I'm gonna be
increased.
honest.
A proper send-off from the Spina with love.
With her elemental burst, Navia gives the Spina president's order for a magnificent Rosula Dorada salute, unleashing a massive cannon bombardment against enemies in front of her, dealing AoE geo damage, and triggering fire support, which periodically deals geo damage for a limited time.
Wait, that seems pretty darn good, no?
Navia gains
But that's a
one
long
stack of
time,
crystal
bro. Wait,
shrapnel.
that's a long...
This effect can be triggered once per set interval.
That's a long
the Spina
duration.
Rosula has to deal with people of all factions and affiliations. That's much easier when you keep everyone on friendly terms. After unlocking the talent Mutual Assistance Network, for every Pyro, Electro, Cryo, and Hydro member in the party, Navia's attack is increased by a certain percentage, up to a limited
Wait.
attack is for every Pyro, Electro, Cryo, and Hydro member
What about Dendro, though? Sheesh.
in the party.
Limited number of stacks.
Navia is a quick and agile thinker, only the few who can keep up with her
Wait,
train
did they stop doing Dendro or something? Is that why they didn't say that? I'm actually a little bit lost, but... I'm going off on a tangent. I don't know. I'm guessing that was just like they forgot to include it, but it's obviously like implied.
Thoughts stand a chance of
Or wait, they
dodging
didn't have Animo, right? Okay, maybe it is like selective. Okay, sorry.
Rosula salute. In battle, Navia's main means of attack is her elemental skill, which relies heavily on accumulating crystal shrapnel stacks to fire off extra Rosula shard shots. This is a team effort, as Navia gains crystal shrapnel stacks whenever she or any of her party members collect an elemental shard created by a crystallized reaction. By using her elemental skill with enough crystal shrapnel stacks, she fires more Rosula shard shots and deals greater damage to enemies. When energy is full, Navia orders a Rosula Dorada salute, which provides continuous fire support and increases the efficiency of crystal shrapnel acquisition. As the cannonade continues, Geo cannonballs fall like confetti to celebrate a well-earned victory. People
She's
have many
really strong,
preconceived
it looks
notions
like.
of what a good leader should look like.
I'm guessing
Mature and
5-star
grounded,
has to be.
powerful, even austere. The young and vivacious Navia is perhaps not what many would picture.
Vivacious. Never heard that word in my life.
But it would be a mistake to underestimate her just because of her beaming smile. She remains staunchly optimistic about the future of Spina di Rosula, the court of Fontaine, and even the whole world, despite all the trials she has endured. It's unfortunate when the path to a brighter future compels her to close her umbrella and turn it against others as a weapon. But all budding roses need thorns for protection.
Bro, I like this character. This character seems really not only strong, but like addicting to play. By the way, I forgot Genshin uses like the craziest vocabulary. Like, whoever's writing this probably has like a 9,000 IQ.
In the interests of manpower, Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol has had to widen their net and take on a number of unusual characters. This has led to many personality clashes in the past, but if one thing unites them all, it is their absolute
this is like
obedience to
Caitlyn.
Captain Chevreuse's command. After all, any would-be troublemakers would probably have to out-train her first.
A little extra training never hurts.
The Special Patrol is tasked with taking on the most dangerous cases and taking down the worst offenders. Their captain, Chevreuse, combines the power of her pyrovision with her skilled marksmanship to great effect, as she works with her team to uphold justice. Seizing the initiative is key in a crisis. When Chevreuse is in the party, she reduces sprinting stamina consumption for your own party members.
Wait, okay, wait. It's not by that, it's probably like 10%, but that actually is pretty substantial. I mean, that's a big deal for exploration, no? Now I've heard there's like basically a lot of mobility abilities and stuff, but like that's actually a huge thing.
Chevreuse consumes a certain amount of stamina to lunge forward,
okay,
dealing physical damage to enemies along the way.
Okay, wait, I like that.
When her elemental skill is tapped, Chevreuse quickly draws her musket and fires at the enemy, dealing AoE pyro damage.
AoE.
Hold her elemental skill to enter aiming mode.
Whoa.
Locking onto a target in her sights to fire a more precise shot.
Okay.
For a certain duration after Chevreuse discharges her elemental skill,
and they lock on for you.
Restore HP to the active character.
Oh, what?
The amount of HP restored is based on her max HP.
Wait, that's crazy.
Whenever a nearby party member triggers an overloaded reaction, Chevreuse gains an overcharged ball. She can keep only one overcharged ball in her possession at any one time. And if she has one when her skill is held and released, the overcharged ball is fired instead, dealing greater pyro damage over a larger area. At specific intervals, when Chevreuse's elemental skill strikes an enemy, a surging blade is summoned, which deals Usia-aligned pyro damage.
That's cool.
After unlocking the talent Vertical Force Coordination, for a certain period after Chevreuse fires an overcharged ball with her elemental skill, all nearby Pyro and Electro party members gain a percentage attack bonus based on Chevreuse's max HP. The bonus that can be gained this way has a limit. When individuals with complementary skill sets are brought together, the whole team is stronger. After unlocking the talent Vanguard's Coordinated Tactics, when the party is composed entirely of both Pyro and Electro members, Chevreuse grants Coordinated Tactics to
Oh, it's
all nearby
Jan
party
Fei, by the way,
members.
from earlier.
After a character
That's what I was
triggers
thinking
the
of.
Overloaded reaction, Coordinated Tactics
That was the
decreases
character,
both the
right there.
Pyro and Electro
'Cause I was using
resistance
her.
of enemies affected by the Overloaded reaction.
Hands where I can see them!
Unleashing her elemental burst, Chevreuse fires an explosive grenade from her musket, dealing AoE pyro damage.
I'm guessing that's
The
like really.
explosive grenade hits, it
It's not
splits into
bad.
several secondary explosive shells. These shells will explode after a short duration, dealing pyro damage to nearby enemies.
Not
The
bad.
musket is Chevreuse's weapon of choice. Once she's got you in her iron sights, you'd better be ready for a firefight. In battle, Chevreuse primarily uses her elemental skill to support her teammates, not only from the firepower, but also by healing the active character after discharging her weapon.
Yeah,
When
that's
she is
pretty
in a party
nice.
that meets the requirements, her passive talent reduces enemy resistance to Pyro and Electro, after a party member triggers an overloaded reaction against them. Furthermore, firing overcharged balls can increase her comrade's attack, bolstering the team's effectiveness. When energy is full, Chevreuse unleashes her elemental burst, firing an explosive grenade with secondary explosive shells to deal AoE pyro damage, paving the way for the team to move in and apprehend the suspects. In Fontaine,
I was just gonna say, this character seems like it's super powerful for the Abyss. Like, imagine you need Pyro and Electro. I feel like this character would have to be in your party. Super useful. It's also a little bit niche. And support character, I think it's probably like a 4-star if I had to guess.
and yet she reserves the right to judge portrayals of
might
justice
be wrong.
elsewhere. If you're curious to know more, try buying her some deep-fried snacks and get her talking about popular novels and shows. I think you'll find what she has to say less intimidating than her stern gaze might suggest.
To be honest, I feel like she's so much weaker looking in this than she was in her like trailer and everything else. So I don't know. I have like a bit of a mixed feeling about that Miscellany.
The idea that
But
an adeptus just moved
I think
into
she's
your
still pretty
neighborhood
good, like I
must seem so
said.
delusional that it would never cross anyone's mind. And so, to the urbanites of Liyue Harbor, the elegant Xianyun is simply a new face on the block with a rather unique personality.
wait, isn't this the
She likely wouldn't admit
the
it
god?
herself, but she's probably quite pleased about this. After all, it shows how adept she is at blending into human society.
Yeah. Okay.
Please call me Xianyun in public.
There are many tales about the Adepti of Liyue,
Adepti,
and
yeah,
plenty
yeah.
of Cloud Retainer's deeds feature among them. If you ever meet a gifted inventress who moves with the grace of a crane and has a heart for the younger generation, you may have just crossed paths with an Adeptus in disguise. To journey with this Adeptus is to bathe in the breeze. When Xianyun is in the party, gliding speed is increased for your own party members.
Gliding speed's increased. Okay, wait. Let's see.
Making
Like, I think it'll be
exploration faster.
Well, that's really useful. What the heck? Okay, I think it's only like a little bit, but like where my mouse is, like this is where without, I think your mouse, like you would be like a lot, you're pretty much at the tree already. You save yourself probably like 10% of the time required, I think. That's what it looks like.
Xianyun's
Always
normal
around
attack
10 to
summons
20%
swirling
usually.
winds
That's a really good
perform up to
buff.
4 attacks, dealing animo damage.
She's a book user,
Her
a tome
charged
user or
attack
something, I
consumes a
think.
certain amount of stamina to launch a breeze bolt in a straight line, dealing animo damage to enemies in its path. When Xianyun uses her elemental skill, she enters Cloud Transmogrification state and uses Skyladder once, leaping forward and dealing animo damage
Wait,
to
what's
targets
that?
along her path. While
Wait,
in this state,
that ability is a bit wacky. Is it actually that good? Wait, what was that?
While in this state, she takes no fall damage, and her plunging attack is converted into
Okay, never mind, that's
Wave,
cool.
which deals AoE animo damage and ends the Cloud
Okay, that's
Transmogrification
cool.
state. Drift Cloud Wave damage is considered plunging attack damage.
That's actually
Each
nice.
time Xianyun enters Cloud Transmogrification state, she may use Skyladder up to 3 times. And each use of Skyladder while in this state will increase the damage and AoE of Drift Cloud Wave.
Wait, that's pretty cool.
Skyladder can be used in midair, and if it is not used again within a short period, the Cloud Transmogrification state will be cancelled. If Drift Cloud Wave is not used while in Cloud Transmogrification state, her elemental skill's cooldown will be shorter. After unlocking the talent Gale Feather Pursuit, each enemy struck by Xianyun's Drift Cloud Wave grants all nearby party members 1 stack of Storm Pinion, which increases the crit rate of plunging attacks. Storm Pinion has a maximum of 4 stacks and has a limited duration.
Make way for the adeptus.
Xianyun's Elemental Burst brings forth a Sacred Breeze that deals AoE Anemo damage, heals all nearby characters based on Xianyun's attack, and summons the mechanism Star Wicker. Star Wicker follows the active character and periodically heals all nearby characters based on Xianyun's attack. Star Wicker comes with 8 stacks of Adeptal Assistance. While active, Adeptal Assistance increases the jump height of nearby active characters.
Hey, that's pretty sick.
When an active character completes a plunging attack, Star Wicker consumes 1 stack of Adeptal Assistance to deal AoE Anemo damage. Only 1 Star Wicker can exist on the field at a time.
Wait, that's so crazy.
Xianyun's mechanical inventions are so ingenious that they are often mistaken for being products of Adeptal power. After unlocking the talent Consider the Adeptus in her realm, when the Star Wicker created by her Elemental Burst has stacks of Adeptal Assistance, plunging attack damage on landing is increased for nearby active characters, based on Xianyun's attack. There is a limit to the plunging attack damage increase that can be granted in this way. The damage increase is only applied to a single enemy per plunging attack, and each character can trigger the effect once per set interval. Xianyun created her Lunastar artifices as gifts for other people, and although she kept Star Wicker for herself, she often uses it to assist her companions. Xianyun's elemental skill not only facilitates exploration, but is also a formidable tool in combat. Using Skyladder, she can gracefully traverse the battlefield and unleash Drift Cloud Wave against enemies. When energy is full, Xianyun calls forth Sacred Winds to heal all her companions and summons Star Wicker to assist them in the fight. Star Wicker periodically heals teammates and provides Adeptal Assistance to increase their plunging attack damage. Smart use of Adeptal mechanisms gets maximum results for minimum effort, even in battle. When most mortals think of Adepti, they picture a reclusive hermit, solemn, refined, and reserved. Yet Cloud Retainer is full of vim and vigor. Among the Adepti, she is the most inclined towards gatherings and casual conversation. And among mortals, she is the most doting elder, who cares deeply for the young. When not at home engineering new marvels, she is often found at the shops on Feiyun Slope, or the snack stalls of Chihu Rock. Those familiar with Xianyun are well accustomed to the haughty tone she sometimes fails to conceal, and tend to think of her as an older sister. In her own words, certain things are best understood in the mind and not said aloud.
I'd imagine she's 5-star. This character, like, she not only has, like, great team fight potential, but her passive whatever buffs to these, like, your team is so great, in my opinion. Like, I think she's just awesome. What the heck? This might be one of my favorite... I mean, I feel like she would be in your party pretty much all the time. Maybe not in the Abyss, weirdly enough. If that makes sense?
Being a hired
she seems really strong, but kind of niche with
constant
Abyss.
Vigilance.
Great
Gregarious
otherwise.
guards like Gaming, who have the energy to make
Gaming.
small talk with their clients, are a rare find indeed.
What's up, Gaming?
But woe befalls any bandit who underestimates his professionalism. To paraphrase a Liyue proverb, they'll soon find themselves going out for wool and coming home shorn.
Ready to rumble.
So you guys were telling me this guy's like super, super strong. Now, I'm pretty sure he's a 4-star, but I was saying he's like looks weak. And you guys are like, he's actually the strongest character in the game, or something. So, well, we'll see what he does.
Companion Mansai can guarantee the safe delivery of any goods, and perform spectacular wushou dances. Having Gaming in the team is like having extra wind in your sails. When Gaming is in the party, movement speed of your own party members is increased during the daytime. This talent does not take effect in domains, trounce domains,
Ooh.
or the spiral abyss.
Okay, wait, that's actually a... Not in the spiral... Okay, I mean, sure, not in the spiral abyss. I can see that, because, like, that would help with, like, I'm sure you could save time or do whatever you need to do. That's a big deal. That's a really big deal when you have to run around the city, do a quest or something. Like, look how close he is to this post compared to here. That's at least 5 to 10% movement speed increase of running. Just running. Not sprinting, not stamina, just running. That's pretty cool.
Gaming's normal attack can combo up to 4 strikes, dealing physical damage. His charged attack consumes stamina over time to perform continuous swirling attacks, finishing with an especially powerful slash.
So that is good.
Using his elemental skill, Gaming pounces forward using the Wushu arts, then leaps high into the air after striking.
Whoa,
If he
wait,
then
that was
executes
sick.
a plunging attack while still
Whoa,
airborne,
whoa.
he will perform the powerful plunging attack, Charmed
Wait,
Cloud Strider
That's kind of
instead.
sick.
Damage dealt by plunging attack Charmed Cloud Strider is converted to pyro damage that cannot be overridden by other elemental infusions. Upon landing, Gaming consumes a fixed amount of HP. His HP cannot be reduced below a certain percentage in this way. Damage
Really
dealt
low.
by Cloud Strider is considered plunging attack damage. After unlocking the talent Dance of Amity, after plunging attack Charmed Cloud Strider strikes an enemy, Gaming regains a percentage of his max HP at set intervals.
Dude, it must
for
do a
short
lot of
period.
damage if it's gonna take his HP.
Many happy returns!
Gaming's elemental burst sends him into his Wushu stance. He briefly applies pyro to himself, gains increased resistance to interruption, recovers a fixed amount of HP, and summons his reliable companion, the Xianyun Mansai, who smashes into a target and deals AoE pyro damage. After striking a target, Mansai rolls to a nearby location before moving back towards Gaming. After regrouping with Gaming, Mansai leaves the field and resets the cooldown of Gaming's elemental skill. While in his Wushu stance, if Gaming has enough HP when using plunging attack Charmed Cloud Strider, or when his elemental skill's pounce attack ends, he will summon Mansai again. Gaming can only summon one Mansai to the field at once. The effect is cleared if Gaming leaves the field.
Dude, he's fast with it though.
Conserving your energy is the key to being
Must
ready
be a low
for anything.
cooldown.
After unlocking the talent Air of Prosperity, when Gaming's HP is under 50%, he will receive an incoming healing bonus. When his HP is 50% or higher, plunging attack Charmed Cloud Strider will deal increased damage.
Oh wow. Wait, that's pretty
Being an
broken.
armed escort means protecting assets and capturing bandits, and Gaming has a wealth of experience.
Gaming.
When facing enemies, Gaming uses his elemental skill to leap high into the air before unleashing the powerful plunging attack Charmed Cloud Strider to deal AoE pyro damage. When energy is full, Gaming enters Wushu stance with his elemental burst, summoning the Xianyun Mansai to deal AoE pyro damage and reset the cooldown of his elemental skill. While in Wushu stance, Gaming and Mansai work in sync, using repeated elemental skills and plunging attacks to drive back the enemy and deliver another batch of goods intact. Successful merchants are good at seizing new opportunities, but a stable long-term investment is always preferable. So naturally, to Gaming's father, inheriting the family business should have been the obvious choice for his son to make. Alas, personal growth is one business that resists top-down management. When Gaming left his hometown to follow his dreams, he certainly strayed from the path his father had planned for him, but that's not to say his life went off the rails. As long as you can provide for yourself, far better to forge your own way forward than stick with a job you hate.
Yeah, I can see why you guys said this guy's super powerful, honestly. I'd imagine he just does ridiculous damage. Anyways, guys, that's the end of part 2. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave us a like. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.